Welcome in, beautiful souls. I have a message here that was downloaded to me while I was out doing my running around today, and I had to come back and write it down very quickly so I wouldn't forget it. So, my guides stepped in here and said that abundance and success and spiritual growth are imminent. Imminent, yes. And then they said that our professional advancement, they said that, your thoughts and your efforts are manifesting into reality, and your hard work is about to bear fruit. And this has to do with your finances and your professional, whatever that is for you. And then they mentioned about your spiritual guidance. That's also going to increase. So they were talking about maintaining a positive mindset and to embrace your unique talents, because that is where you're going to, be very successful, right? That's what they're bringing up here. And then they're talking about like the personal empowerment. They said to take charge and overcome any fears that could be going on right now, and to pursue your higher purpose. And along with that, they were saying about nurturing, it has, and doing that with doing that with confidence and using balance. So I don't know if that's because, to keep using like the logical and the intuitive things together, like the masculine and the feminine energies together. Also, they were bringing up how, like, for the spiritual aspect, like you could be starting to meet like some of your soul tribe kind of thing, and or previous relationships are starting to come together while others are falling away. Now they were saying that if that's happening, is to nurture these I don't know what I wrote down. Yeah, nurture these emotional and spiritual connections that you're having, because that is going to lead you. Every deck that I pulled out, it was crazy. When I was pulling these cards out, I was shaking really bad, and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, am I going through some kind of activation right now? Like, what is happening? And I pulled out this deck and I split it, and sure enough, it says Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you are rising up. And then it's like this deck here, I pulled it out of the box, and it's like new beginnings on the bottom. This card, it was on the bottom, transformation. This card, the star, was on the bottom with temperance, the Hierophant. These cards, like these were all like lined up on the bottom here. These I split. I'm just like, what is happening right now? So, I mean, I was shaking so bad, but that seems to have calmed down that I started recording. So, okay, so Spirit wants me to pull out one of these postcards from Spirit. And, yeah, I'm like in this like really high vibration. That's why they wanted me to do this reading, I suppose. Ooh, I guess we're taking this one normally. Look at that. Look at this angel. Standing on a pedestal with a horn, getting ready to blow. Trumpet, yeah. I think that's a trumpet. Or is it a staff? And it says, you are not alone. Yeah, because I was saying, like, this has to be for everyone, because if this is happening to me, this could be happening to you. No, she has a trumpet in one hand, so she has a trumpet in this hand. In this hand, I think it's a staff. Yeah, I do still have the shakes a little bit, so if you see me shaking, it's because the energy is really high, and yeah, I'm just like... It happens sometimes when I'm going through like an upgrade or whatever, and I noticed that it happened. It started yesterday. It's like an electricity that runs through me, so I'll get like the shakes because it's like my internal vibration or something. Whew, it's happened to me quite a few times in the past couple years, so I just accept it. So we have so this deck here, it comes out with the Lovers, and then it comes out with the World. So and then it comes out with the celebration. So I think what they're trying to say here is that with the lovers, sorry, I have the microphone really close, so I might be yelling at you. I'm sorry if I am, but there's a bunch of noise here and I'm trying to drown it out. So with the lovers here, sorry. Okay, the energy is very high today. So I believe what these cards are saying here is that your spiritual connection, like it doesn't have to be an like a marriage type. Like I've said before in other readings, lovers can be any kind of intimate relationship. So this could be like your soul tribe that they're talking about. I mean, it could be a lover. It doesn't have to be, it can be like, male and female. It can be both same sex. It doesn't matter because energy is energy. So, something really intense is going on here with that. And then we have the world. So something is coming to some kind of completion. So I think that a cycle has closed, and I think that it's closed because I don't know what the date is. I can't remember, but I know that the equinox is coming. I think it's on the 29th. I think it's the lunar one, because they were talking to me about that yesterday, the gods. They were talking to me about the lunar eclipse that is happening. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, the lunar eclipse, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. So I think that's why they're saying like this is coming to some kind of end, whatever is happening. And that's why I think that things are now, because I was doing a reading the other day and I just actually loaded it last night. I think it's going to come out on Wednesday. But I was getting like this pulsating energy coming at me. And I think that's what and that's after I did the reading. That's when they started talking to me about the equinox. So I think that has a lot to do with this. Also, this card here is all about celebration. And I think this is our guides are celebrating this, because this card here says you are not alone. So when I was telling you about me going through this vibrational upgrade here, I'm not alone. You guys are going to be dragged along with me. So I'm so glad we're together on this one. And this card here, this is all about leaving all the old energy behind, because, and I did a reading. So that reading that's going to come out this Wednesday, that was all talking about merging with your higher self. So I think that's what's going to happen after the 29th with this other eclipse. So we're leaving this old energy behind, which is great. And then we have the Nine of Cups, and this is all about love. But this Nine of Cups, or not the Nine of Cups, sorry, the Knight of Cups. This has a lot to do with romance and your passionate soul, your artistic creativity. Just like they were talking about, and looking like for your connection, right? This kind of energy, like they wear their heart out on their sleeve. So they're talking a lot about the heart. And they were talking to me yesterday about how like the heart is feminine in all beings, and the brain is like the masculine, right? So that's why they were always talking about the brain heart coherence. And I think that's what this card is representing for us today, because it's like these are the energies that are coming in, because we're leaving behind. Okay, because not all relationships are going to come with you, right? So some of these relationships are going to melt away, let's say, and then the ones that you have maybe had contact with some people in the past, they're going to be returning because they did their work, you did your work, and now you're going to be able to merge these, so that you're going to reconnect with maybe family members or old friends that you haven't had contact with in the past few years or decade even, and they've gone through their own stuff just like you've gone through yours. Now this is only for the people that have done their healing. This isn't gonna, you're not going to be dragging people that are low vibrational, you know what I'm saying? Like this is only for like the high vibrational people. And if you haven't had contact with them in a while, you're not going to really know for sure, right? Until you have a little contact with them. So your gods are definitely going to be doing a lot of celebrating here as along with us. And yeah, so this card definitely has a lot to do with our creativity and our being our artistic selves. So that has to do with that. Like the manifesting, like the professional and the like your unique gifts and all that. And then it came out here with the Queen of Pentacles. This is all about that nurturing that you've been doing for yourself and that you've probably been doing for others along the way. This has a lot to do with monetary stability. And then we have the Queen of Cups came out right next to it. And, she has a lot to do with love and leading with her heart and being an honest and good leader. There's a lot of abundance here that they've been talking about, and a love too. So then we have the Chariot. So this is, like you're on the right path, you're moving forward. And then here, like with coming out underneath this is, you're following the light, you're following the signs, you're listening to your intuition, you're doing what's right for you, you're leaving these old energies behind and going on the path that you're supposed to be on. And, with the Ace of Swords, this is all about the truth. This is about the clarity that you've received over time, and then they have the Seven of Swords here. And of course, the Seven of Swords, what does that mean? This is, like that, sneaky type energy that you've been, probably dealing with for a while, or in old relationships. This, you see how he's like sneaking off with 5 of them, you know what I mean? So, this again gives me like, this is like leaving, you know what I mean? This is leaving. And then again, it came up, oh, look at this. And it just, like, I try to pick this up and it comes out with the King of Cups. Because I was going to say, like, I need to get another card here because I didn't have enough to go across here, so I'm just going to leave that where it is. So then we have like the Two of Cups here too, which has a lot to do with, relationships and, coming together with your soul tribe. Like I said, that person did their healing and you've done a lot of your healing, and now, you're finding your soul tribe, and that could be like previous relationships that will survive whatever happened before. And, again, you got the High Priestess. This has to do with all your intuition and all your magic. And, this is really beautiful. And then you get the King of Wands. So this is very interesting that the King of Wands came out here, because the King of Wands has a lot to do with the entrepreneurial spirit. It has to do with like being that leader. It has to do with being like a visionary and being successful. And this is something that the download that they gave me. So these cards all just kind of backed up what I just said with my download. So I'm going to keep these all out. Okay, so we're going to keep these. There's quite a few cards here. Oh, let me move some things around. And then on the bottom of this deck, I had to laugh because it came out with the Star and the Temperance and then the Hierophant right underneath it. And look, all this energy coming in. It's all the decisions that you've had to make along the way. The hard decisions, the very hard decisions. So there's a lot here with the transformation, the new beginnings. Definitely I'm keeping this one because I knew that I was going through some kind of activation, and that means you guys are too, because I'm not alone. It says right there, you're not alone. You're not going through this alone. Other people are going to have the same, like again, actually that reading that I did yesterday, or I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, that actually talked about having, symptoms, right, of what could be happening. So let's move on with this reading. Yeah, planning. I love this. Okay. And I notice that you get the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here, right? This is coming into all this love. When you see that reading that I did, that's going to come out on Wednesday, because this is going to come out, probably Friday or something, because I don't know if I have time to do the Oh, look at that. The justice is underneath that. Look at that. The balancing. Very good, Spirit. Okay, I'm going to leave the justice on top here. And I'm just going to move along. See. Oh, okay. Look at that. I just tried to pick up the deck and the Six of Swords stuck there. Seeing you have the Six of Swords again. So you're moving away from all this trauma, you know, all this deception. You know, it's a transition that is happening now. Yeah, exactly. Better days are coming. Yeah. Much better days are coming. Not just for me, but for you. Oh, okay. Crazy shaking going on here. So like I said, if you see me, like my hand shaking, it's okay. It's not that, you know, like anything's happening. Well, it is happening, but in a good way, right? Okay. All right, Spirit. So we're going to take this card here. All right. Is there another one you want here? Whoa. Yeah, no kidding. Third eye activation. What else? The central sun. Palladian activation. Coming together. Harmony in the heavens. Resolution. Like I said in my download. Inner earth. Base chakra. Strength and security. Laying foundations. So again, this is where they're talking about, you know, like, see, every cycle that we go through and upgrade from the past cycle, we now have to lay a new foundation for the cycle that's coming, the new cycle. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. It's almost like I heard people in the comments saying, yes, Jane, we understand. Okay. Oh my God, this is just so beautiful. I love this so much. I'm going to move all these things over here so I can make some room. And as you know, like if you've ever, you know, if you've been here before, you'll know I usually don't start with the tarot. The tarot is something I always bring out to back up the oracle cards. But today, I don't know, I just shuffled and then I just flipped it over and all these cards were there. And then I started splitting and all the cards. I'm just like, okay, I'm taking these. Okay, so we have the Merkaba activation. So we have like a lot of activations going on here. So we have the third eye. So we have activation, and the third eye. So we have Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you're rising up. And this is like, I think this is almost like a continuation from the reading I did, I don't know, a couple days ago. Like I said, it's going to come out on Wednesday. So you'll see that reading before you see this one. If it comes up on your feed, which, you know, hopefully it does, because I think what I'll do is I'll connect them together so you can find it very easily in the description box. And sometimes the video will just, I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes like when I connect the videos together, and you know how like other people, they're, you know, on their platform, like they'll have a video and then another video will just automatically like start playing. That will not happen for my videos, and I don't really know why. Like I've tried to control the commercials as well, but again, I don't seem to have any control over any of it. No matter how much I try or what I do, or it doesn't seem to work for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or if it's just spirit, because this is really spirit's platform here. My guides own this platform. I'm just the hands that are delivering the message, right? Okay. So we have Palladian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Because you're rising up and you're ascending. Okay. And then we have the central sun, you know, and this, what do you call that beetle again? The cherub? I can never remember the name. I can never say it either unless I see it. The cherub? I don't know. You know, that Egyptian beetle. Anyway, so abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. Yeah, because abundance downloads, that's funny, because this reading is actually, that's what they were saying. It's all about abundance, success, and spiritual growth are imminent. Not possible, imminent. is the word I got. And they were very specific about telling me it was imminent. So whatever you're doing, keep that positive mindset and just keep rocking. Because you're whatever you're doing, you're rocking it. And it's beautiful. And I love this for you. Okay, and I love this for me too. So where do you want to go here? Yeah, they had me bring out my my moon deck too. What's on the bottom? Step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, the North Node, exactly. It's all that positive thinking and manifesting. All your thoughts are coming to fruition. I love this. It's going to bear the fruit. Okay. So what do you want here, Spirit? Okay. It's on the bottom. Have faith in your dreams. No kidding. That's what they were saying. Have faith. I'm going to take that. Look at that. You're very close to achieving your goal. Okay, you want that one too? Okay, I think this table's just going to start getting really messy because I have the shakes like nobody's business here. Be bold to make the first move. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. I don't know when. Didn't we already have like a new moon in Sagittarius? I don't know. I can't remember. I get so much on my mind right now. I get so much going on. Let's see here. Trying to purge things and just trying to shift my energy by, you know, getting rid of things that I'm not going to use and, you know, things that I don't need and things I've grown out of and all that kind of stuff. So my mind's been kind of busy, like doing that purging to get the energy moving, you know what I mean? Okay, so they wanted me to bring out, this is an element deck, and I've only used it in I don't know, 1 or 2 other readings maybe. And I've had it for a while, but I don't know any of these cards, so. Oh, what is this? East. Beginnings. There's all these steps here. Beginnings. Do you want another one? Oh. Oh, look at that. Like there was this card laying there, and when I picked it up, only that this is transformation, pressure, yeah. Look, passion didn't pick up. The soul passion. Again, that has a lot to do in the pressure. Yeah, this is to create this transformation. Companionship, animals. You know, that's very interesting. I do believe this is a continuation of that other reading because they also brought up about the animals. You know, you got everything here. You got horses and kangaroos and I don't know what that is. A bunny, I think. You have wolves and raccoons. Giraffe. I think that's a fox. I get a snake here. A parrot. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a lizard. I wonder if that's a chameleon. Oh, there's a bird on top of this. There's a ton of butterflies here too. I don't know. I think they're going to have me read this card, animals, because I thought this was just a deck that was for the elements, like the earth, air, water thing. But they did, yeah, look, the sun again. They were talking a lot about the animals helping to they're helping the empath somehow. I can't remember what it said at that last reading that I did. But the elements are helping. You know, so you get your beginnings here and new beginnings here. I'm going to keep that card though. Let me see what else is here. Whoa. Family. This has to, I think, has to do, yeah, the willpower, fertility. Okay, I'm not going to take any of these. And I don't want the cards flying out, Spirit. I want a controlled pull here. On the bottom, life purpose. No kidding. Oh, this definitely has to do with that last reading. And the strength, look at that. And more animals. Okay. And then we get the transformation here. Okay. Yeah, it's weird that they're having, these two are face down, but yet these two are up. They're not going to reveal everything at once, is what I'm getting from this. Transformation, morph, synchrony, what? Impulse. Transformation, exploration. Wow, look at this card. Boldness, unknown, limitless. Now that looks like a portal. I think this is you're going to be exploring new energies. You're going to, because you're moving into a whole new, yeah, the dreamscape, dream, subconscious, hidden. I'm telling you, there's something about what you're bringing through. See this cat here too, this black cat. That's about the magic. And same with the crow. They're both considered magic. Emergent, creation, rebirth, magician. I just finished talking about magic. Okay. So let's take these here. Emotional freedom, no kidding. Oh, what's this? The violet flame. Purge, refine. What is that word? Dispensation? Dispensation? I don't even know what that means. That's Metatron's cube. I'm going to have to read that card. I don't know what they're talking about with that. I don't know what that means. Is there anything else here? You know, and I noticed that they're having me pull out all these cards in fours. This is a lot about the foundation. Harmonic resolution. Negativity, anger, and transmute. Yeah, this is definitely a continuation from that reading. Whoa. I try to split it. Solar eclipse. No joke. Because it started with the solar eclipse. And I'm pretty sure the 29th is going to be a lunar eclipse. Growth, opportunities, change. Started with that. Yeah. Trust. It says doubts, insecurity, impatience. That's why they were saying in my download that to stay positive and to push through any fears that you may have. The growth, the opportunities, and the change. I'm going to leave these up because it has something to do with this reading here. All of these cards that they're pulling out. The luck on your side, all of this. Okay, I want to see what's going on here. You are good enough. New moon in Virgo. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Aries are about natural leadership, natural leaders. A lot of entrepreneurs and stuff like that. You know, they've been talking a lot lately too about having, you know, leadership qualities, and how a lot of people are stepping into that leadership quality. And I mean, even if you haven't started your own business, it doesn't mean that you won't in the very near future. Yeah, look, the inspiration with the beginnings. Yeah, like I just said, that you could have, hold on, I gotta cover her. You could have this inspiration come in like happen later on, you know what I mean? And then the soul passion, yeah, it's time to take action. Exactly, Spirit. And do it, and it comes right out on the Queen and King of Cups. This is all about doing what you love. Lighten your load. Yeah. You know, this had like staying positive and all that. Okay. And this is, oh, that's transformation. You know, that other card that was on this was transformation too. The bottom of that deck. You know what? You know, they were talking about, you know, your life purpose. So these different, are they suns or moons? I'm going to say they're moons, maybe? Why is there so many moons? I'm kind of thinking because there's like 4 full moons, so this might happen in the full moons that are to come later, because you have a full moon here. Is that a full moon? No, it's a gibbous moon. But you have a new moon, and then you have full moons here. What's going on with this one here? The animals. The Ace of Swords. It's all about the truth here. And the clarity. Okay, so they do want me to read this card here. Companion animals. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here. So we have the exploration. Yeah, this has to do with the boldness, right? That really looks like a portal. And then we have the dreamscapes. This is the dreams of subconscious, whatever is hidden. So we have emergence, which is creation, rebirth, and magician. Again, this is all about that transformation. We have the violet flame, purge, refine. You know, and it has to do with this forgiveness too, because, you know, every time, you know, you could be having a lot of, you know, periods of emotional, like, baggage, like you're you know, like old thoughts and memories and stuff like that could be resurfacing for you to finally clear up and, you know, move on. You know, it's okay. That doesn't mean that you're going backwards by any means. That just means you're actually moving forward. Alrighty. Okay, so they want me to read this card here. And I want to read this one here because there's something here that I wasn't sure what they're talking about with that. So let me take a look here. So, like I said, that's a new deck. So I don't know what that's about. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, I did pull out the book. I figured they'd want me to read something here. Number 21's another 3. You know, they've been bringing up a lot of 3s too. Yeah, they were showing me while I was out today, running around. They were showing me a lot of 3s, and they were showing me number 8s. So number 8s are all about abundance and manifestations, and 3s are all about the Ascendant Masters are with you, encouraging you, helping you. 21. Companionship animals. Let's see here. We all have a superpower. Find yours and exercise it. Take time out to share your gifts. The natural world calls you. It is part of you. Experience having an animal companion. But if you cannot, then donate, make your property animal friendly, or help animal causes. So the word of power, the Latin word for animals, it says the meaning is having a soul. Well, that's interesting. Okay, what do you want me to read here? Okay, it says here, what do you want? Okay, so they're saying, okay, just basically that all animals, okay, so they're saying ravens tell their friends about us and send their friends for food. All have their intelligence, personalities, and focus, and all are a joy to me. And I was bringing out the raven, this card here, the raven and the black cat I was talking about. And the black cats, I mean, they're magic, and the ravens and the crows are also considered magic. Also, they're the black, well, not just black cats, but all cats can see through the veil. So they can see spirit in every form, right? Good and bad. So we owe animals a debt we cannot ever repay. Dogs are our companions, healers, and protectors, and can detect everything from drugs to cancer. Horses were key to human travel and expansion. Cats were not only our comforting companions, but killed disease-carrying rats. Domestic animals of all kinds feed meat-consuming humans. Even animal dung has contributed to the fertility of farm soils. I cannot express a spiritual secure we gain simply by observing wild animals going about their business. Over 1.5 million species of animals have been described under the kingdom Animalia. Most breathe oxygen, reproduce sexually, and consume organic matter. Animals are a key contributor to the synergistic habit or biome. Sadly, according to the World's Wildlife Fund's latest Living Planet report, the number of wild mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish have dropped by 60% since 1970, mostly due to habitat loss from human encroachment or through climate change that makes existing habits uninhabitable. The idea that we are apart from animals in the ecosystem is one of the reasons why this disconnection is so profound. We have no greater rights than any other animal to be here, and we can work with rather than just against the animals. Element is earth. And I'm going to tell you something really weird, or not weird, but they gave me a card. They asked me to just pull some cards the other day. I think the same day that they were giving me other downloads. And they pulled out an animal card. And the animal card had to do with, they said in it that they wanted me or to bring awareness to the strife of the animals. And that, I don't know if it was just me or us. It was up to us to do something about it, to bring awareness to government officials, to change the way things are being done, like the forestry and the wetlands and all that. And I'm just like, what am I going to be able to do? Like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do anything. And now they're bringing it up again. So I don't know if anybody out there is like, what do you call them? Like conservation or forestry type people. that really know what to do or how to take on that challenge. Because I mean, I have no idea. I know nothing about, like bringing in laws to change this or bringing awareness to it. I mean, the only thing I can do is just bring it up here on this platform, and maybe that's enough. I don't know. Maybe this will find the right people someday. I mean, that's the only thing I know to do. I don't really know what else to do. And, maybe, maybe asking the animals for forgiveness. So I noticed that it came right out, like forgiveness came right out on top. I noticed that she has her third eye. She has like a marking or something on it. Like how, kind of, what it reminds me of? How like in India and they put that dot on their third eye? Well, this looks like one of those like hennas or one of those kind of things there. Oh yeah, she's even has a frog on her head. Frogs are all about transformation, and the snakes are all about like shedding and transforming, and the raccoons are all about being adaptable. The giraffes are all about having a different perspective. Horses are all about the intuition and being stable and having a good foundation. The wolves are all it's all about their instinct and protection of their family. And the foxes are very intelligent and they find a way to survive. Okay. I mean, this could be somebody's life purpose too. It'll help lighten the load of the earth by helping the animals somehow. I don't know how we're supposed to help the animals, but I'm sure Spirit's going to bring this up more than once. Because, even here is strength, and she's holding all these animals. She's got a lion cub here and a kitten. And a butterfly, and I think that's a lamb. Oh, I'm not sure. God, when you start getting older, it's hard to make things out. No, I think it's just an optical look. No, maybe it is some kind of animal, but I don't know what it is. Anyway. Oh, look, and then underneath is career. So there could be somebody in the collective here that this has to do with them, that maybe they have some way. I see this ladder on the tree too. There's a lot of butterflies in here. And a lot of crows as well. So, spreading the word, maybe? Are they kind of using the reference that we are a bunch of ravens or crows or something? You tell somebody, and then they tell their family, and then that family tells another member, and so on, and the word gets around. Okay. It's a lot about the birds here, the crows. All right, Spirit, you want something else here? Whoa. Okay. Oh, that's an eagle. An Egyptian eagle here on number 40. Oh, I want to see what the violet flame here. And this is the 5s. This is all about the change. And then they have number 11 here. They're showing me a lot of 11s and 5s too. They keep showing me 11:55 on the clock. And it's been going on for a few weeks. What is this? Number 42. They keep showing me number 42 as well. And I can't remember what 42 means. Hold on. I had to look it up in the last reading. Let me check this out. I think I looked it up in the last one. Whoops. Oh, just dropped the book. Hold on. Let me grab that. Whoosh. I'm melting today. It's hot as you know what. Let's see here. Now that I'm delivering this message, I can feel my energy kind of coming down a little bit. The angels are urging you to keep the faith. So trust and keep faith. Okay, so number 42. That looks like a bird or something on the top here from where I'm sitting, but I don't know what that means, that card. I do want to look up this violet flame, though. I just asked them if they wanted this card number 37, and they said yes. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look. Let me see what that card is about. This violet flame. So number 55. I think that's the last card in the deck, too. It is, yeah. Okay, yeah, the violet flame, of course, we know this has to do with purification, healing, and renewal. Call upon this flame for dissolving lower vibrations and the etheric field, and to release old karma ties that bind the mental or emotional bodies. This reassuring ray brings acceleration and enrichment for spiritual development and for improving relationships. The violet flame light welcomes respect, dignity, and enhancement. And I did bring that up in the very beginning. It also comes out here with like the truth card and, you know, both the love and all that with the Knight of Cups here. What's this one? Yeah, and the King of Wands. With all the forgiveness. It has to do with that forgiveness, the purging. Okay, so there's more here. Transmutation of undesirable energies is needed right now to revitalize and restore your entire energy field, known as holy fire. The flame of God. This potential flame, the central sun. This potent flame purifies everything. You may need to clear your aura before you can gain more clarity. Your situation may involve past life karmic ties or multidimensional karma, so dissolving unhealthy cords may be in order. Are you carrying heavy burdens? Release them now so you can feel lighter and experience joy, peace, and harmony. So they're saying here crystals are purpurite, purpurite, never heard of it. And then violet flame opal. I haven't seen one of them before either. And then the essential oil is violet. Now that makes a lot of sense because this is Metatron's cube, and Metatron's cube is from the central sun. All right, okay, those two, right, sorry, Spirit. Okay, so number 42. Fairies, no kidding. You know, and they've been talking to me about the elementals and the need to connect to the elementals. Now, I thought that was just for me personally, but again, I'm not alone because this card here, when I was talking about this upgrading that I'm going through today, and well, yesterday, and probably tomorrow and the next day after that, but it says you are not alone. So this is happening to you guys too. So you could be like getting the shakes, you could be getting like heart palpitations, ringing in your ears, you know, head pressure. I was getting a lot of that this morning as well. Okay, so you are being asked to watch your situations that may get you fired up. Remember, every experience you have is part of your learning. If you do find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, do your best to stay in the moment. Be mindful and do not allow yourself to slip back into old patterns. By staying true to who you are now, you will find the situation will resolve easily. The fairies are showing you the magic of staying present and heart-centered. And I was talking about like the heart, right? And I was talking about the magic. I kept bringing up the magic. And, you know, and of course it comes right out on this card here, which is the dreamscape. And that's what's being hidden from you, that, you know, you might end up with a few, because remember in the very beginning, and I had the cards, the tarot cards, and I was saying how some old relationships might start dissolving. So there might be some conflict going on with that. And if you tune into the reading that I did, that's coming out this Wednesday, then you're going to be able to see how the two of these are like really connected because, well, you'll have to watch it to understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, look, this is consciousness. No kidding. You know, and it talks about the magician here and about all this magic. So this is talking about the magic. This card, I was talking about the magic, and then this one here is with the magician. So the creation, the rebirth, the magician. You know, you have so much power that's, you know, you're going to be you're really going to be accelerating, I think, from this point, just like I think I'm going to be too. So whatever we're leaving behind in this, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. This is a powerful card of change, not physically, but mentally on the subconscious level. There is a healing of your thought processes, old patterns, and way of being. There is a large spiritual force working with you now, helping to rebalance the mental body. Sorry, I got the hiccups again. You are finding greater clarity and new ways of dealing with life experiences. Your inner work has brought you here. You are in the flow of healing. This is a powerful step toward becoming and outwardly expressing your true state of being. I'm telling you, this has so much. This is going to resonate so much if you watch that video. The title is actually called, what did I call that video? Hold on, I have to look it up. I don't know why they want me to tell you. Oh, I think I'll put it over here. Sometimes they have me write down the video names before I even do a video, and I'm just like, what is this for? What is the name? The video title is actually going to be, so if you don't, it doesn't show up on your feed and you want to watch it, it's called You Are the Warrior That Becomes the Champion. Something about, I think I put down like strong frequency holders or something to that effect, but it's definitely about a warrior that becomes a champion. I don't know what, they didn't want me to cover up these cards for some reason here. They're asking me to uncover, oops, I'll just cover that one up there with this one and this one. You know, these cards could be some kind of light activation or energy pulsating, I don't know, something to that effect. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you want me to do that last? They want me to do this deck here. Let me grab this one. Oh my God, look at that. Dream interpretation. What is on the bottom here? Decode dream symbols to uncover messages from the subconscious. No, they talked with, yeah, the dreamscape. Look at that. The dreams is subconscious right there. It's hidden. So there's something that you're receiving that could be hidden from you right now. Something about your magic. Energy harmonization. Align your chakras to harmonize energy. Achieve vibrational balance. Okay. Ooh. It's quick. I'm bringing them out fast. Self-reflection. Reflect your actions and thoughts to gain insight or personal growth. Yeah, they're kind of bringing that. They're just repeating the same. Stellar energy. Look at this. Wow, stellar energy. You know, there's this like this portal here, and it really looks so similar to that one. Stellar energy. Channel star energy to activate your inner light and strength. You know, and the strength card is here, and I was just talking about like these cards. There's something about the light here. Okay, they don't want me to cover that either. Okay, so let me bring these over here. These are fractals. So these fractals might have something like the way this light is. And of course, I don't see some of the pictures here until after I'm doing like the recording or the recording, sorry, when I'm doing like the playback, just to make sure nothing else is it's doing anything weird. What is this? Self-acceptance. Embrace all parts of yourself with self-compassion and forgiveness. You know, they brought up that forgiveness a couple times now. Gateway of awareness. Enter the gateway of awareness to uncover new spiritual insights. Yeah, your spiritual gifts are really like coming online here. So you're going to find probably a large active changes, as long as you keep that positive mindset, because that positive mindset and keeping yourself balanced, as like they said in my first download, if you stay balanced when you come across these relationships that are going to start falling away, I mean they're going to fall away with conflict, right? Just like this this deception here, that whatever is hidden here, that's what this deception, this Seven of Swords was about. Okay, these energies are going to start leaving, but new ones are going to come in replace of them. So those are the ones they want you to nurture, right? What's this one? This fell here. Look, no kidding. The Four of Wands. Remember I was saying how everything's coming out in fours? This is like coming home. This is belonging, finding your foundation, finding your soul tribe, finding the love. And okay, that card flipped, but I just want to see what that is. Justice, no kidding. Look at that. You have justice twice. This is the balancing of these scales now. The cause and effect, the clarity, the truth. I love that. Justice twice. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. The Ten of Pentacles. Wow. This is all about this wealth. And they did have, was it the Queen of Pentacles? Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles came out too. So, this is really good. This is the family fortune and the inheritance that, the legacy that you're building. Lo, the Queen of Swords. So we have all the three of the queens that came out. Because we had the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and now we have the Queen of Swords. That's the thing too. All these butterflies. I'm going to tell you too that the queens, the Queen of Sword and King, they are emotional intelligence, right? Like intellectual thinking, right? And so they see deception, and they're not afraid to cut people out of their lives that they see this deception. You know what I mean? Because you have the Seven of Swords here, so they're able to see this deception that's going on. He thinks that he's doing something behind her back, but she knows. The King and the Queen, they know, they see it, just as you're going to see it. So you're going to know who to keep and who not to keep. You know what I'm saying? All right, what else is here? Well, the Seven of Swords. Look, you got the Seven of Swords twice. Look at that. You have Justice twice, two different decks. It's these scammers, these thieves, these cheaters. And, cheaters come in different... Careful, Star. Cheaters come in different ways. So cheaters don't just have to be in like a personal relationship with, like in a marriage or like with lovers of any kind. Like just cheaters can be somebody that is stealing your energy or stealing your love and manipulating you. Like, it's any kind of... and the Magician again. So you have like the Magician here and then the Magician. This is all your desire and your willpower. The Judgment. Yeah, seeing eye. The universe sees everything. Do you want to go out? Hold on, I gotta let my dog out. Of course, she needs to go out. She hears dishes rattling and she thinks food. She's a foodie. And not in a good way. She's starting to get old. I noticed that she's had this, oops, sorry, kicking the microphone. I've been noticing that she has this weird clicking in her knee. I got to get her into the vet. I mean, she's getting too old to, I won't allow them to operate on her. Well, she's small, and I know I had a small dog that had knee issues before, and they told me that the knees are just so delicate to work on that, and they never fare well. So they don't recommend ever doing surgery. But she doesn't seem to be in any pain, because she, though she has been wanting to do long walks, she's still jumping off the bed all the time. Yeah, look at this, new beginnings. No kidding. What's this one? The Five of Wands. Oh, and it fell right out on top of the 2-7 of Swords here. But you know, the Five of Wands too, that could also be you rising up. Like, though I know this is all about like arguments and conflict and aggression and all that kind of stuff. But the Five of Wands, can also be about leveling up. So you're leveling up because, you know, they were talking about one of the, you know, about rising up, like you're rising up here with the Merkaba. So this could also have to do, like the Five of Wands could also do with you rising above all of these, like leveling up above these energies here. This, the Seven of Swords times 2 here with the Justice and the Fools and new beginnings. So there's been a lot of the new beginnings here. Look, in the Hermit. You know, didn't the Hermit come out? Yeah, the Hermit came out because you're following the light. The Hermit came out in the last deck too. And the Knight of Pentacles. Did the Knight of Pentacles come out? Oh no, the Knight of Cups, right. But the Knight of Pentacles, still, you know, it's about, you know, it's the slowest knight in the whole deck, but it's something that it's like slow and steady, right? Yeah, the transformation. Again, this is the rebirth. It's the end of a cycle. Just like I said in the very beginning with the World card, it's the end. It's, something's come to some kind of completion here, and it's all new beginnings. 3 of Pentacles. This is your creativity, mastering something here. And again, 9 of Pentacles came out again in this. Wow, this is crazy here going on. Oh no, that was the 10 of Pentacles that came out. Still, the 9 of Pentacles, this is something that you've done. Look, and the 9 of Cups too. This is your wish fulfillment. Yeah, all the decisions that you had made, all the tough decisions that you had to make. Oh my God, look at these clouds. I'm going to do a reading on this. I had a download and I have to look in Judgment again. So, you know, the 9 of Pentacles, this is being like, you know, you've done all this work on your own, right? You're going to have like a home and success and profit, and then nobody can ever say like, oh, it's because of me, because you did this alone. This was your spiritual journey. This is you that did the work. This was your dream that you brought to fruition. And now you're going to benefit from that. And in turn, you're going to be able to help the earth and other people and humanity in general. Your wish fulfillment is definitely coming in. Alrighty. Well. Oh my God, no, the Knight of Pentacles was on this deck. So I knew that I said I saw the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles did come out twice. Oh, I think I put that back in, but whatever. I think it's on camera. You saw that, right? Look, Temperance. The 8 of Cups, yeah, you're moving past this energy. Yeah. No, the Emperor too. Okay. Yeah, so the Pentacles did come out twice, the Knight of Pentacles. And I thought it was the here on the board, but it was actually the Cups. But it's okay. It's still on film. Well, this is awesome. A lot of these cards, a lot of these major arcana is like repeated themselves. The Hermit, the Justice. This is quite amazing, actually. Okay, I bet you if I pulled out a third deck, of oracle cards, I could do that and it will pull out the same ones, but Spirit likes to show off, but I'm not going to let them do that. So what's next, Spirit? Okay, postcard, and then we're done. Dearest you, there are times you get lost but refuse to see your part in things. Happens to everyone. Sometimes something feels familiar but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best you throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That's why they're talking about, like, that's when I said to you that now that you're going to be going into a new cycle, you can't use the old ways anymore because this new cycle is a new cycle. So you need to build like a new foundation. You know, you have to build a new foundation with your, you know, coming into your magician and your new beginnings and following your light, listening to your heart and your mind, heart, like the logic and the feminine and the masculine, you know what I mean? Like making sure that you do things in a different way than you have in the previous cycles. Okay. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath, and I just did that too, and open to the truth. A desire to stay in denial means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that's shown up in your life. Yes, this is the right time to wake up and start again. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. And I was just looking at the word here, like limitless here, this portal, the boldness, the unknown, the limitless. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. Allow your eyes to adjust. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits. Loving you so, so much. Okay, that's it, yeah? Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, so that's all I have for you, and I'm gonna send you all my love and light. I'm gonna bid you a good day, and I hope this video finds you well. Bye, everyone. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and a comment would be wonderful, because I'd like to see how everybody's doing. Bye.